guys, finally, I just got the call from the White House. We're getting phase 2 of the Epstein disclosures. Here's video.
So anyway, I'm going to need everyone to look at this little flashy thingy over here. If anyone is wearing sunglasses, please take them off and just look straight into this flashy thingy, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, and 3.
What Epstein client list is what Donald Trump told us. And now he's calling you a weakling if you're thinking or talking or asking questions about it. Not a good look, as his base overwhelmingly wants justice for the thousands of children that were hurt here, and we're not getting it no matter what right-wing MAGA influencers have been telling you yesterday, which we called out. And again, it's also tiresome. All of our predictions have pretty much come true. We don't want them to come true. I told you, as I'm making these videos, I'm like, listen, this is the scenario here. I always try to give the charitable take here, just to give you an aspect of a little bit of copium, but then I kind of smack it down with the reality of the situation. And the reality of the situation is this is thermonuclear bad, and the ship is going down, and there's no saving it. Get on the life rafts as soon as you can. And if you appreciate those words of honesty, and if you appreciate us keeping it real, unlike so many other influencers out there that are telling you what they think you want to hear, because, you know, I could do that. I could lie to you. I could be a fluffer, but, like, I would not be able to sleep at night. And if you appreciate me having really great, oh man, I had such grateful sleep. I'll tell you about my sleep in a little bit. I had such good sleep yesterday. I'll tell you why I'm able to get such good sleep, and that's because you guys are subscribed and you click the notification button. All of this as oh boy, the situation here is becoming more and more unattainable. Now again. Lots of people telling you, incredible movement. We're doing it. We're going to get the files any moment now. And nope. We're not, especially after the latest announcements from Donald Trump here that are very important, as he surrounded himself with some very interesting people and then decided to make a very declarative statement, doubling down, now tripling down, now quadrupling down in his Truth social media post in an absurd, wild, crazy way, once again trying to obfuscate the larger effort here of justice for hurt children. We'll tell you who Trump surrounded himself with here that are related to this particular case here, as of course the optics couldn't get any worse here, as Donald Trump said this.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story?
Because you promised us, your deputy FBI director, your FBI director, your attorney general promised us we're going to get at something, that they had something, that you had something. For years on end, you were talking about how filthy and disgusting the island was and how Bill Clinton was going there. You were telling us even now before you became president of the United States. All right? So you have been talking about it for an extremely long time.
Upset about how it's been handled.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time.
Okay. Oh, goodness. That's the Bill Gates answer. Bill Gates gave a similar answer. That's so wild. Bill Gates, whose wife divorced him because he wouldn't stop hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, right? Bill Gates, who, of course, many accounts of him at Microsoft being very predatory, allegedly. Bill Gates was asked about this, and he said, why does it matter? He said, that's the Hillary Clinton answer. Why does it matter? That's the worst type of answer you could give.
He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years.
What credible information has been given? No credible information has been given. We've gotten a video that, by the way, we were told, oh, yeah, here's the full video. It's totally unredacted. And then there was a minute missing. And now we're finding, looking at the metadata, the raw Epstein prison video, 2 minutes and 53 seconds were removed from two stitched clips together. What? You were given everything. We're given a video of an adjacent hallway. Not even his cell, right? And again, the metadata, raw. Here's the raw footage. Here's everything you need to know. 2 minutes and 53 seconds removed. 2 files put together. What? You think you were going to be satisfied, Donald Trump, from not getting anything other than this fake edited clip that was cut out?
Of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things.
This is not the Mueller witch hunt. This is not Russia. There's nothing to do with Mueller. This has everything to do for an international child trafficking operation that was going on for 30 plus years.
The Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake.
Yeah, but you correlating it with something that's very real, with very real victims, is it? Listen, I'll play the full clip and we'll go into the Truth social media post. Oh boy, that's another can of worms. We'll get into that Truth social media post in just a little bit here. Before we do, we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. We got a lot of great products. My favorite product is creatine. You scroll all the way down here, you click here, and creatine really is good. I would suggest Trump take some, as of course it helps people with cognitive function, athletic performance, muscle building. Muscle's everything, especially the older you get, the more you have to take care of yourself, the more you have to exercise. Had a very long, strenuous 4-hour tactical training exercise yesterday. You got to stay active, do some fun stuff. You know, lifting weights isn't fun for some people, so try to do something physically active. Pickleball, basketball. When you do get active, still try to lift weights whenever you can. Resistance training is of utmost importance, and when you do that, you want to make sure the older you get, the less kind of gains you get, but you can maximize your gains through creatine. So many studies, specifically for women and their ovaries, that just are surprising right now, that are also coming at women and their brains, women and their overall health, especially when they're going through menopause. Huge, amazing, incredible studies correlated with help that people get through creatine. I cannot recommend it enough. There's a lot of misnomers. There's a reason. This box is empty. Why? Because I take it every day. I have it in my water. I have it here right now. And listen, this stuff here, one of the biggest game changers in my own personal life here. As you can see here, we got screwed over from a previous platform. We decided to focus just on YouTube. And when I did, I took things into overdrive. And I'm now producing an incredible amount of content. And that's, I think, predominantly because of the help of creatine. wearechange.shop. Check it out. Support us and support yourself and your overall health through getting yourself some creatine.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody.
It's to interest to the people standing next to you, as of course David Bergrum is right over here to Trump's right. That's Bill Gates' closest best friend. Why is Bill Gates' close best friend standing with Trump? Is he saying, no one cares about this? And issuing Bill Gates talking points when it comes to Epstein. And then, of course, here on his left is Howard Lutnick. As Max Blumenthal says, standing beside Trump is Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein's longtime neighbor who bought his townhouse from a trust controlled by Epstein and Les Wexner. Oh, it's all one big circle. And Grok was asked, is this claim true? Yes, this claim is accurate. Based on property records, Howard Lutnick bought the townhouse. Through Comet Trust, which followed transfers involving entities controlled by Jeffrey Epstein and Les Wexner. There's also some other lore surrounding Howard Lutnick, and a lot of people believe that there was far more extensive business ties between Howard Lutnick and, of course, Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. Now, again, Donald Trump still didn't finish his speech here. He's still going on.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the world's most richest, powerful people taking time away from their extremely busy days and going on a private island that is above the law, where private children were flown in and they were provided to them to do whatever they wanted to do outside of the rule of law. As they were moving around millions of dollars without any rules and regulations through our financial banking system, as they were flying around in helicopters and submarines and living the high life of just everyone being too afraid to talk about them, is not boring. That's one thing that this is not. And you claiming it's boring, I don't think so. It's not boring at all.
And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But
look at Howard Lutnick here. Yeah, really bad people and fake news. He's talking about his entire base that was promised this, that was gaslit by him and his administration for this, and now you're calling them very bad people and fake news? Listen, if anything, independent media that has been talking about this has been the most honest, real conversation surrounding these particular issues, as the corporate media was literally cheerleading, parading, and protecting Jeffrey Epstein. And look at Lutnick. He's having a grand old time here. He's like, yeah, I got my boy.
credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say let them have it.
I would say let them have it. Now, he's not ordering it. He's saying, yeah, they should. They should release it. And this is where the MAGA, this is Benny Johnson and other people who wanted this to be true, came out and said, Trump's doing it, he's releasing it, and then he gets millions of views. I'm sorry, Benny. I think you did great stuff before. This is, we have to call this type of behavior out. I'm sorry. But correlating this with, let's go, we're doing it, you're going to release a list, we're going to finally get it. Oh, I think they should do it. Trump's calling the shots here. He's not saying we are doing it. Expect this time. We'll have these disclosures in a few days. He's saying you're fake news. You're crazy. You're stupid. You're a weakling. If you're talking about this, there should be maybe some releases, but I'm not committing on anything. But to you say we did it, bro. Come on.
Mr. President, a question on AI.
And then, of course, Alex Jones had a very interesting response to this. I think some of the takes I disagree with, but I think this is an important take here to kind of realize here. As, of course, listen, I think he understands the consequences of all of this. And he's been right on the money with this Epstein case for quite a while. This is what he had to say.
I control the file. Yes, we know they obviously cut themselves out of it. That's all true. But your attempt to then tell people nothing to see here, move on, is called the mother of all Streisand effects. And Trump, I know you know what the Streisand effect is. In case you don't, you need to look into it. That's why Laura Trump, everybody else is backpedaling. It's why I've heard from DOJ sources that indeed you guys are looking at a special counsel. Good. Do the special counsel. Have them investigate it. We know you just got the stuff back in March. The Democrats were hiding it in New York. That's their problem. And of course, it's all stuff they cooked up or whatever, like they've done with Russiagate and the rest of it. But running away from it makes it only that much worse.
I agree with that particular fact here. Again, Laura Trump, not associated with the administration. She's not in the administration. She's a family of the administration. Her words were, I believe, again, nothing decisive here. And I don't believe any of these people unless there is going to be something decisive here. Now, Mike Cernovich came out and said, there was no non-criminal reason for Bill Gates and Reid Hoffman to go to the Epstein Island. I know how billionaires live. Most do normal stuff, but at a much more expensive level. Why did they all go to the island? Yeah, why? And now we have this Truth Social Media post, which... as Alex Jones said, mother of all Streisand effects here. And again, this kind of confirms here. We're getting the files. We're doing it. No. Now there's talks about all this other stuff. I hope. Listen, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I say it. And I think people's skepticism here is at an all-time high here. And I think the skepticism is just increasing here after these particular statements here, as Donald Trump came out in a very scathing, very attacking post against his base. He's essentially nuking his base here. And every time, every step of the way here, it's like, yeah, we're going to release it. Yes, it's on my desk. Oh, there's no Epstein list. Oh, nobody cares about Epstein. And now, if you want the files released, you're a weakling and no longer a Trump supporter. Yep, that's what he said here. As the language here used here, he specifically said, Trump said, my past supporters, quote, bought into this BS from you. He called them weaklings. Quote, haven't learned their lessons. Quote, probably never will. What lesson are we talking about here? Is that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely? Is that the lesson that you're trying to teach us here? That Washington always runs the same way that it has been for ever? That the world is not run on Duncan. It's run on exploitation, blackmail. Is that what you're trying to say here? And he says, conned by the lunatic left for 8 years. No, the vast majority of people, especially in independent media that have been talking about this, are on your side. And, quote, I don't want their support. As a lot of people are saying, you don't want me to support you? I won't. Language here, very heated, very aggressive here. As, again, quote, my past supporters have bought into this bullish hook, line, and sinker. From you. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Oh, no. Democrats didn't want this released when they were in power. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Bro, you wouldn't be president of the United States if it wasn't people voting for you. Vast majority voting for you that were promised this and said, this is a great campaign promise. I really hope that this happens here. Now, there's still a lot of drama unfolding within the White House. It looks like the drama between Bongino and Pam Bondi is real. We'll get into that in a future video, as the responses here from all of this are very telling. Again, I don't know. This is not of sound mind. Trump needs some creatine. This doesn't make any sense at all. Trump sees this. He's seeing him get ratioed. The last time he mentioned and said something like this, he got ratioed on his own social media platform by his own followers, his own diehard loving followers. As when we look at the information here, according to polls here, and again, I hate polls, but I think it's fair to assume here that this one, even though it's done by CNN, which I don't trust, but let's just play into it. Only 3% of Americans are satisfied with Trump's administration handling of the Epstein files. Because how can you be? Because he is directly flip-flopping. He is directly contradicting himself. He's directly a part of a cover-up effort of what is predators that prey on small children. That is an awful, evil thing to do here. And when we look at the kind of perspective here, it's, and I hate to say this, but it's akin of a mad king. Let's just be real here, as a lot of people are saying, quote, I don't want their support anymore. And again, there's a lot of just like awful takes here, especially by other influencers that are just clearly being paid off here. As listen, Trump was giving out the phone calls. Big donors are doing the phone calls, contacting independent content creators and saying, shut up about this. All your access is going to get cut, or we're not going to do you guys any favors here. I mean, if there ever was a way to fully sabotage yourself, to fully destroy your reputation, to destroy everything that you've been doing, this is it. As people are saying, Pam Bondi released fake bonders and told Fox News the list was on her desk. Trump administration brought this onto themselves. And day 10 of Pam Bondi refusing to do a press conference. You would think, with all the controversy, with all of the hubbub, with all of the big conversations centering around all of this, that Pam Bondi would at least come out and say, okay, I'll give you, listen, we looked into the files. Let's do a press conference. Ask me whatever you want. I'll tell you what I can. She still hasn't responded to the question she said she was going to respond to, whether or not Epstein was an intel asset or not. Listen, and there's other influencers that are like just not trying to talk about this. This is the elephant in the room here. But I see other influencers be like, okay, let's talk about something completely different, please. That's another obfuscation effort. Other people are like, yes, it's coming. We got this. No, we don't. Not with these responses. You think we're going to get the truth when he's calling you weaklings and calling you all sorts of names for trying to get justice here? Listen, I think we're further away than we ever kind of have been. But at the same time, we'll see how this plays out. But again, this is just, I think, only going to get worse. That's what I think. Some people are just very stubborn. And some people need creatine in order to, of course, make their minds work better, since they're not working that good. A lot of people need creatine. I love you guys. Listen, one thing we're not going to do, we're not going to cover up for people who hurt children. I'm sorry. Never going to happen here. If you appreciate that, subscribe, click the notification button. Your support needed now more than ever. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.